Sometimes students ask me, "Hey, Mr. Lam, I'm not that motivated. I literally don't want to study. What should I do?" Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 3 tips to help you stay motivated in school, in college, in your studies, or whatever you're learning, whatever you're trying to do. But before that, I want to say one thing. Usually when a student asks me, "Hey, Mr. Lam, how do I study? How do I stay motivated to work hard and study?" The question I usually ask them is, why are you even studying in the first place? Why do you even want to work hard? Why do you want to get a good grade? Why? Why are you even here? Why are you even going to school? Why aren't you out working at a job or something? And the reason I ask these questions is usually because when I ask them, the student's face usually goes like, huh? What? The student usually has absolutely no idea even why they're doing what they're doing, even why they're supposed to work hard. And usually they give a generic answer like, I want to get good grades, get a good job, and make money. And that's it, right? Which kind of leads into tip number 1 is, in order to be motivated to study, you have to know exactly why you're doing it. You literally need to know inside what you really, really, really want, and whether or not studying and going to school is part of this process to getting to the place you want to be. I think a huge problem that we face is just a lot of us want money, we want to retire, and we don't want to work. That's literally our goal. We want to retire, we don't want to work, we just want money. And when you go into work or studying with the mindset or goal of not wanting to work, you're not going to be very motivated, right? If you're working so that one day you don't have to, you're not going to be as motivated as you could be. You're not going to be working at your maximum potential and performing at your best. And so for me, it's about figuring out where is that place, right? What's the impact that you want to leave in this world, and is studying a part of that? Hey, if it's not a part of that, then maybe it's time to really think about why you're going to school in the first place. You have to understand that school is one of many paths. It used to be one of the only paths, but now it's one of many. And so you really have to do research on it and reflect and be self-aware on, is it actually what you want? Is school actually what you want? Let's assume that it is. Let's assume that school is you're set on school and that's something you want to do well in, but you're still just not that motivated. And so that goes in tip number 2, is to focus on progress, not perfection. I think a lot of us struggle with staying motivated to study simply because we're not seeing the results that we want to get, right? We want to get that A, or sometimes we want to just pass, but no matter how hard we try, we don't seem to be getting there. One thing that I want to make very, very, very clear to you is that in studying and taking that tests, a lot of us focus way too much on the result. We focus way too much on the mark that we actually get. And sure, it can matter a little bit, but in the long run, it doesn't really matter. The mark that you get doesn't matter. So what should you actually be focusing on in school? I think you should be focusing on the fact that you're learning something. And it doesn't even have to be about the subject. You're learning about how you yourself learn. At the end of the day, you can fail the course, but if you've learned something about yourself, for example, what you like, what you don't like, you've made relationships, that's good. Stop beating yourself up over the mark that you can't get, because the moment you start focusing on the progress and not beating yourself up, you stop worrying about a lot of things. You stop worrying about, what if I study and I don't get the mark? What am I going to do? I'm going to feel bad about myself. You stop all of that and you just do. Okay? You just take action. When that happens, you actually end up getting closer to the result because you're doing the right things. And number 3 that should really keep you motivated, and that's the number 1 thing that actually keeps me motivated, is perspective. I mean, don't use this video to motivate you. I think you should use these videos to remind you that you already should have every reason to be motivated. And if you haven't forgotten, you're going to school. That's an opportunity that you have that's already better than billions of people on this earth. I mean, I'm teaching in China right now, and there are literally kids that walk 2 hours over the mountain, over dangerous cliffs and ledges to school every single morning. Just the fact that you're watching this video should give you a perspective to be grateful. I think that's the one thing that keeps me going, is optimism, being optimistic about the future because I know where it's gonna be and where I want to go, and being grateful because I have so much already, and I have a responsibility, and you have a responsibility to take what you have and make something beautiful out of it. And I think that's the final reminder I want to give you, is that you can use your life to create something beautiful. And that school right now is just a part of that process of you trying to figure out what that beautiful thing is. And that in this moment, if you work hard to make the most out of these moments and the relationships that you have, and sure, do well on that test or try your best, at least that something will come out of that. I think you should believe that, and in believing that, find motivation to move to that next step, to move to that next version of who you are as a person, as a learner, and as a human being. So yeah, those are my few tips. If you enjoyed these few tips, do like and subscribe to my channel, where I just share questions that students ask me about life and productivity, and hopefully we can help you and we can grow together. Okay? Leon out.